Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Loryn, the director, editor, and titular Reaper in our horror short film, The Midnight Reaper. I've actually had this idea for a couple of Halloweens now. Originally, the only concept I had for it was the central visual effects shot of the Reaper character stalking the pedestrian. I saw that scene clearly in my head, but I had no idea what the Reaper was, who the victim was, or what happens after that. All I knew was that this guy was gonna die somehow. I spent some time searching for the story until I landed on an occult serial killer. Classic. I pitched the idea to Raph and he set to making it a script. Action?
Sorry. Sorry, him saying action and the action being not doing anything,
and action?
Just hit me.
So we contacted a friend of ours named Jeremy to play the pedestrian, and another friend of ours named Jeremy to play the podcast host. Yep. Everybody who worked on this short was either named Jeremy or Pacheco. We started filming this on the weekend of Halloween 2019, which was nice because I was able to walk around in full Reaper costume and no one even batted an eye. In fact, someone actually thought I was Kylo Ren from Star Wars, and Jeremy Sherman, who played the pedestrian, said I looked like a ring wraith, so I'm glad the look came together in the end. See, the thing is, that costume was completely cobbled together at the last second. I had purchased this flowy garment online for this shoot, but it didn't arrive in time, so I had to improvise. The skirt is actually a bedsheet that I folded and wore kind of like a great kilt, and the hood was just a scarf that I tucked into the jacket. The final product actually looks fantastic on camera, and I'm sure a lot of it is because Raph is behind the camera.
I was actually running double duty on this production. First, I was tasked with writing the screenplay for the idea and the story that Loryn had developed. And then I was also the director of photography during production. And I actually petitioned for that role because when Loryn started expressing his ideas to me, I actually got a pretty clear picture in my head of some of the compositions, especially in those first couple of scenes. And I had this very specific feel that I wanted to evoke with the imagery and shooting those first 3 or so scenes with basically long, drawn-out, singular takes. It's also worth noting that all of the interior scenes at the beginning had a little bit of visual effects and compositing to them as well that I don't know if most people caught. And there were a lot of little ways that I used the photography to evoke certain feelings. First of all, while we're following the pedestrian down the street, I pretty much shoot every shot on long lenses so as to kind of give it a feel that we're like looking at him from a distance, give it that stalking sort of sensation. And then furthermore, those shots are also locked down on tripods, and it isn't actually until we first see the Reaper that we get our first moving shot of the entire short. And then from that point on, now that that character is aware of the Reaper's presence, all of a sudden the rest of the short is shot in moving shots, handheld, shaky sort of imagery. Anyway, so there are a lot of little decisions like that that basically contribute to the visual storytelling, and especially since there's no strict dialogue, at least not in the scene itself, a lot of that visual storytelling kind of has to take the place of it. So anyway, that's my little interjection. Back to the more important stuff.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the convenience store to clear out.
And I'm gonna walk in and walk out with this bag, hoping that they don't think that I'm stealing something.
I learned a lot from this shoot. Like I said, I could see the core VFX shot in my head clearly, and I had an idea of how to block it. However, due to my lack of experience directing for VFX, the actual process of shooting it was much more difficult than it should have been. I'm thankful to Raph and Jeremy who patiently worked with me as I tried to translate what I saw in my head to blocking on set. Not only that, but because this was our first time attempting this kind of a shot, I anticipated it to be a lot harder than it actually was. I'm pretty sure I created much more difficulties for us on the set because I was trying to work around problems that weren't actually problems. In any case, it was extremely fun to shoot, and everything I learned about directing for VFX will only allow us to aim even higher in the future. Thanks for watching this behind the scenes of The Midnight Reaper. If you liked that short, I hope it earned your subscription, and you can look forward to seeing more quality content from us in the future. Until then, see ya.